Hello there, and welcome to Deep Sleep Science. I'm so glad you found your way here. Somewhere between the noise of the day and the hush of the deep night, you have arrived in this quiet place, and there is nothing more for you to do now. No tasks left unfinished, no thoughts demanding attention, no clocks tugging at your sleeve. Let your shoulders soften, gently, like snow settling on the branches of a sleeping pine. Let your jaw release. Let your hands rest, palms open or curled, whichever feels kindest. Breathe in slowly, as though drawing the soft scent of lavender through an open window. And breathe out, longer still, releasing the weight of the hours behind you. Tonight, we drift together into one of the most wondrous landscapes in all of existence. The creative brain, that hidden country inside you, glowing softly beneath the bone, where dreams are stitched together from starlight and memory, where ideas bloom like flowers in a moonlit garden. We will wander through its quiet corridors, listening to the gentle hum of imagination at rest, gathering 100 soft and beautiful facts, the way a child gathers smooth stones along a shoreline at dusk. If you find comfort in these slow journeys, you are warmly invited to leave a gentle like and to subscribe, so we may meet again on another quiet evening, beneath another softly turning sky. There is no rush, only a small tap, whenever it feels right. For now, settle a little deeper into your blankets. Let your eyes grow heavy, like petals closing at the end of a long, sunlit afternoon. The world outside may continue its turning, but here, in this small candlelit hour, time itself slows to the rhythm of your breath. So let us begin this slow and soothing journey together, into the soft, glimmering wilderness of the creative mind. Now, as your breath finds its own soft tide, rising and falling like a slow gray sea beneath a low and velvet sky, allow your thoughts to grow quiet. Imagine a small lantern burning low inside your chest, warm and golden, casting its gentle light through the long galleries of your imagination. We are about to step inside, hand in hand, walking on slippered feet across a floor of polished moonlight. Each fact we gather will fall like a soft snowflake upon the still water of your mind, sinking, dissolving, becoming part of the quiet. Let us begin, gently, with the very first. Deep within the soft hollow of your skull, the creative brain rests like a sleeping garden beneath a layer of new snow. It is not loud, not hurried, not bright. It is a slow, patient thing, a place where seeds of thought lie dreaming beneath dark and gentle soil. Scientists who have wandered into this quiet country tell us that creativity is not a single room, but a whole soft landscape, with valleys and meadows and quiet rivers of feeling. When you imagine something new, many small lights flicker on across this landscape, like cottage windows glowing one by one through the dusk. There is no rush among them. They wake slowly, warmly, like old friends greeting one another at the door. And tonight, as you rest, those same gentle lights are softening, dimming, settling into the long, sweet hush of sleep. The very word imagination comes from an old word meaning to picture, to form a soft image in the mind. And inside you, somewhere behind the closed petals of your eyes, there is a quiet artist who has been painting all your life. This artist works in colors only you can see, in soft watercolors of memory, in inks made from the things you have loved. She paints the faces of those who have made you laugh, the curve of a road you once walked, the slow drift of a cloud above a childhood summer. She works in candlelight, in lamplight, in the silver hush before dawn. And tonight, she lays down her brushes, softly, one by one, and rests her cheek against the cool wood of her table, listening to your breath, growing slow, growing peaceful, growing kind. The brain weighs roughly the same as a small loaf of bread, warm and quiet, cradled inside the curve of bone. And yet within this hush of soft tissue, an entire universe unfolds, Stars of thought wheel slowly through its inner sky. Constellations of memory glimmer in long, lazy patterns. There are quiet moons of feeling that rise and set in the dark. Scientists tell us that the creative mind, in its softest moments, looks much like a sleeping galaxy, glowing faintly, turning gently, with no need to hurry anywhere at all. As you lie here, beneath the soft weight of your blanket, your own galaxy is dimming its lights, drawing its long arms inward, settling into the slow spiral of rest. And somewhere far inside you, a single small star is whispering, "Sleep now. Sleep now. Sleep now." There is a delicate place inside the creative brain called the default mode network. The name sounds technical, but in truth it is something very tender. It is the part of you that wakes when you stop trying, when you stare softly at a window, when you let your hand trail through warm bathwater. It is the country of daydreams, of soft wanderings, of thoughts that drift like leaves on a slow river. Scientists who have studied this quiet place say it lights up most beautifully when we are doing almost nothing at all, when we are gazing, when we are dreaming, when we are resting. So you see, my dear listener, even now, in this soft and slowing moment, you are doing something extraordinary. You are tending a garden inside yourself, simply by letting it be. Long ago, the ancient Greeks believed that creativity came from gentle spirits called muses, who whispered ideas into the ears of sleeping poets. They imagined these muses as soft-footed maidens with veils of mist, walking through olive groves at dusk, leaving little gifts upon the pillows of those who slept. Today we know that the muses live inside us, quiet and patient, weaving their soft songs through the chambers of the brain. They do not speak in loud voices. They prefer the small hours, the hush between thoughts, the moment just before sleep when the mind grows wide and tender. Listen now, very gently. Can you hear them? They are not asking anything of you. They are only humming, very softly, the slow lullaby that has rocked dreamers to sleep since the beginning of time. Inside the brain, ideas travel along soft pathways called neural connections, fine as the silver threads of a spider's web at dawn. When you create something new, even something as small as a hummed tune or a doodle on the edge of a page, these threads shimmer briefly into being, linking one quiet thought to another. Scientists tell us that a single creative spark can light up millions of these threads at once, like dew catching the first soft light of morning. And then, just as gently, they fade back into stillness, waiting. As you lie here now, these silver threads inside you are slackening, loosening, drifting like long grasses on the floor of a quiet pond. There is nothing to weave tonight. There is only the soft, slow settling of a mind that has done enough. The right side of the brain is often spoken of as the dreamer, the artist, the soft-footed one who walks through forests of feeling. The left side is called the thinker, the planner, the careful keeper of lists. But the truth is far more beautiful. The two sides hold hands across a soft bridge called the corpus callosum, a name that sounds almost like a lullaby itself. Across this bridge, the dreamer and the thinker walk together, sharing whispers, trading gifts, mending each other's quiet wounds. Tonight, as you rest, the bridge inside you is bathed in moonlight, and the two halves of your mind are sitting together at its center, leaning gently against one another, watching the slow flow of the river beneath them. Content, hand in hand, drifting into the soft hush of sleep. There is a quiet phenomenon known as the eureka moment, when an idea arrives suddenly, like a small bird landing on an open windowsill. Scientists who study these soft arrivals have found that they almost never come when we are searching hard. Instead, they come in the bath, in the shower, on long, slow walks. In the hazy minutes before sleep, the creative brain, you see, is shy. It does not like to be stared at directly. It prefers to slip its gifts onto the table when we are looking the other way. So tonight, simply let yourself look the other way. Gaze softly into the dark behind your eyelids. Whatever lovely thing your mind wishes to bring you, it will arrive in its own time, on slippered feet, while you are gently, beautifully, peacefully asleep. The hippocampus, named after the slow curl of a seahorse, lies tucked deep within the brain like a small shell upon the floor of a warm sea. It is the keeper of memories, the soft librarian of your life. By day, it gathers up moments and tucks them onto its quiet shelves. By night, while you sleep, it walks slowly through its long halls with a lantern, rearranging, dusting, sometimes weaving small memories together into new and lovely shapes. This, the scientists tell us, is one of the ways dreams are born. So when you sleep tonight, your inner librarian will be at her soft work, humming gently, threading silver beads of memory into long, drifting necklaces of dream. You need do nothing, only rest, while she walks her quiet rounds in the slow lamplight inside you. There is a soft chemical inside the brain called dopamine, which rises gently whenever you make something new. It is not a loud chemical. It does not shout, it simply hums, like a tea kettle warming on a low flame, like bees in a sun-warmed garden at the end of a long afternoon. Each small creative act, a sketch, a song, a kind sentence written to a friend, releases a little of this warm hum into your inner weather. And so creativity itself is a kind of slow self-soothing, a way the mind has of singing softly to itself. As you lie here now, the tea is still warm in its small pot inside you. The bees are still humming, very gently, beneath the lavender. And all is well. And all shall be well. And all manner of things shall be well. In the soft folds of the temporal lobe, there is a small region that hums whenever you hear music. Scientists call it the auditory cortex, but to me it sounds more like a quiet chapel, where bells ring slowly through the dusk. When a familiar melody drifts into your ears, this little chapel lights its candles, one by one, and every memory associated with that song begins to glow. A summer kitchen, a grandfather's laugh, the hush of rain upon an old window. This is why music can move us so deeply, why a single chord can open whole rooms of feeling inside us. Tonight, the chapel inside you is quiet. The candles burn low. The bells have hushed their ringing, and the small choir within rests its head upon the pew, dreaming softly of the songs you have loved. There is a slow and tender state of mind called flow, which artists and dreamers know well. It is the place you arrive when time forgets itself, when your hands move without your asking, when the world outside dissolves like sugar in warm tea. Scientists tell us that in this state, the part of the brain that judges grows quiet, the part that worries goes still, and the part that creates opens like a flower at dawn. Flow is, in many ways, a cousin of sleep itself, a soft surrender, a willing letting go. So as you drift now, you are gliding gently towards sleep along the very same river that artists know. The current is slow, the water is warm, the banks are lined with willows, and you are exactly where you need to be. The prefrontal cortex, that careful gardener at the front of the mind, is the place where plans are made and decisions are weighed. By day, it tends its rows of tasks with patient hands. But in the hours before sleep, this gardener sets down her tools, washes her hands in a basin of cool water, and walks slowly back toward the cottage of the self. She lights a small lamp. She closes the gate. She lets the garden grow wild for a little while. Scientists tell us that creativity often blooms most beautifully when this careful gardener rests, when judgment loosens its grip, when the mind is allowed to wander untended. So let her rest tonight. Let the wildflowers bloom along the edges of your thoughts. Let the moonflowers open quietly, while you sleep softly, beneath your own dark sky. Dreams themselves are perhaps the most ancient form of creativity. Every night, even the most ordinary mind composes vast and strange symphonies of image and feeling, weaving together places that never were and faces that have never been. Scientists tell us that during dreaming, the brain forms unusual connections, linking memories and ideas in patterns the waking mind would never dare to draw. This is why we wake sometimes with the seed of a poem, a melody, the soft glimmer of a solution to a problem we had set aside. Tonight, the loom inside you is being prepared. The threads are being chosen. Slowly, by candlelight, the shuttle waits in the still hands of a quiet weaver. And soon, when you are deeply, softly asleep, she will begin to weave you a tapestry only you will ever see. Children, scientists tell us, ask on average 300 questions a day. Each question is a small lantern lit in the dark forest of the world. Why is the sky blue? Where does the wind go to sleep? What do the trees dream about? The creative brain, in its purest form, never quite loses this gentle hunger to wonder. It hides inside us, even when we grow tall, even when life grows busy, waiting patiently for us to remember. Tonight, you may let yourself remember. You may wonder, softly, about anything at all. Why does the moon follow the sea? Why does the heart grow tender at certain songs? There is no need to answer. The wondering itself is enough. It is the small lantern of the child in you, still glowing, still warm, lighting your slow path into sleep. The cerebellum, that small round cloud at the base of the brain, is sometimes called the little brain. It helps you balance, helps you move, helps you walk and dance and pour tea without spilling. But scientists have also discovered that this small cloud plays its part in creativity too, smoothing the rough edges of new ideas, helping thoughts flow gracefully into one another like dancers in a slow waltz. It is the quiet conductor of the body and the mind, tapping its soft baton in 3/4 time. Tonight, the conductor lowers her baton. The dancers leave the floor. The hall grows dim, and the little brain inside you, that small round cloud, drifts now toward its own soft rest, glowing faintly, like a paper lantern set adrift upon a still and silver lake. There is a beautiful thing called bisociation, a long word for a very soft idea. It is the moment when two unrelated thoughts meet inside the mind and decide, gently, to become friends. A cloud and a sheep, a heart and a clock, a river and a long road home. From these small meetings, metaphors are born, and poems, and songs, and all the soft language of feeling. Scientists tell us that the creative brain is unusually skilled at hosting these quiet introductions, at letting unlikely thoughts sit together by the fire. Tonight, inside you, two such thoughts are perhaps meeting for the first time. They are sitting together on a small velvet sofa in some warm room of your mind. They are smiling. They are saying very little. They are simply keeping each other company while you sleep. The brain uses about 20% of the body's energy. Even though it weighs so very little, it is a small, quiet furnace, glowing softly day and night, turning the bread of breakfast and the warmth of sunlight into thought and feeling and dream. At night, when you rest, this furnace does not go out. It simply burns lower, like a hearth banked with ash, holding its warmth for morning. In its soft glow, the inner rooms of you grow drowsy. The chairs sigh. The clock on the mantelpiece slows its ticking. The cat curled upon the rug stretches once and settles deeper. Everything inside you is preparing for the long hush of the night. There is nothing to do. The furnace knows its work. Let it tend itself, gently while you sleep. Albert Einstein once said that imagination is more important than knowledge. He kept a small violin nearby, and when his thoughts grew tangled, he would lift it to his shoulder and play soft melodies, letting the music untie the knots inside him. Scientists today understand why this worked. Music gently lulls the analytical mind to rest, allowing the dreaming mind to rise and stretch its long, slow limbs. Many great discoveries have been born in this soft hush, when reason steps back and wonder steps forward. Tonight, somewhere inside you, an old violin is being lifted, gently. In the warm light of a memory, the bow touches the strings. A single low note hums through the dark, and the knots of your day, one by one, are slowly, softly, beautifully untied. The amygdala, shaped like a small almond, is the keeper of feeling within the brain. It tastes each moment for sweetness or for sorrow and tucks it carefully away. In creative work, this little almond plays a tender role, lending color to imagination, depth to dreams, warmth to the stories we tell ourselves in the quiet. Without it, the world inside us would be a black and white sketch. With it, the world inside us is a painting, soft with light and shadow. Tonight, the small almond in you is resting. It has tasted the day, the bitter and the sweet, and it has set all of it aside, gently, like dishes after a long meal. Nothing more must be tasted now. Only the slow, smooth honey of sleep, golden and warm, sliding softly across the tongue of the mind. There is a soft kind of thinking called divergent thinking, where the mind opens like a field of wildflowers and lets ideas bloom in every direction at once. Scientists test it sometimes by asking, what are all the things you could do with a single brick? The creative mind smiles slowly and begins a doorstop, a paperweight, a small, low table for a sparrow's tea party. There is no wrong answer in this soft field. There is only the gentle unfurling of possibilities, like petals opening in a slow dawn. As you lie here now, the field inside you is in full quiet bloom. The wildflowers nod in the dark. The wind that moves through them is no wind at all, only the gentle drift of your breath, softening, slowing, letting every petal close, one by one. For the night, in the very back of the brain, behind your head, sits the occipital lobe, the small theater where seeing happens. It is here that light becomes meaning, that a flicker of color becomes a face, a tree, a beloved hand. But scientists have found something lovely. This same little theater also lights up when you imagine things with your eyes closed. The screen does not go dark. It only changes. Now it shows the films of the inner world, a garden you have never visited, a house you have never lived in, a road that winds on softly forever. Tonight, the theater inside you will play whatever soft film it chooses. You need not direct it. Simply settle into the velvet seat of yourself. Let the lights dim and watch as the slow images of dream begin, gently, to flicker. The creative brain loves quiet boredom. Scientists have found that when the mind is left undisturbed, with no screen to stare at, no task to chase, no voice to listen to, it begins to wander, and from this wandering, beautiful things are born. Many poets and inventors have spoken of long, slow afternoons spent doing absolutely nothing, of staring at clouds, of watching the light move across a wall. These soft, empty hours are not empty at all. They are the deep loam in which imagination roots. So if you find your mind drifting now, gently, with nowhere in particular to go, do not worry. You are tending the very soil from which your dreams will grow. Drift on, dear one. Drift on, like a small boat on a slow river, beneath a long and quiet sky. There is a slow rhythm inside the brain called the alpha wave, which rises softly when you close your eyes and let your thoughts grow gentle. It is the rhythm of daydream, of meditation, of the moment just before sleep. Scientists tell us that creativity often hums most beautifully in this soft tide. Many artists, without knowing the name of it, have learned to find this rhythm by gazing out a window, by walking slowly through trees, by sitting quietly with a cup of tea growing cool in their hands. As you lie here now, the alpha wave is rising inside you like a slow, warm tide upon a quiet shore. It comes in gently. It goes out gently. It comes in. It goes out, and with each soft tide, you are carried a little further, a little deeper, into rest. Some of the most beautiful ideas in human history were born at the edge of sleep. Mary Shelley dreamed her famous story in the soft hours before dawn. Paul McCartney heard a melody whole, in a dream, and woke to find it still ringing inside him. Dmitri Mendeleev dreamed the pattern of the elements while resting in a quiet room. Scientists call this state hypnagogia, the soft border country between waking and sleep, where the rules of reason loosen and the imagination is allowed to play. You are walking through this country now. The mist is gentle around your ankles. The lanterns glow softly along the path. Whatever lovely thing wishes to find you here will find you. Whatever does not is free to drift away. There is only this slow walk, this soft mist, this quiet welcome into sleep. The brain contains roughly 86 billion neurons, each one a tiny lantern in a vast and quiet city. Between them stretch trillions of soft connections, slender as silk threads, glowing faintly in the dark. Scientists tell us that when you create even something as small as a daydream, whole neighborhoods of these lanterns wake gently and begin to speak with one another, passing soft messages along the silken threads. By night, the city does not sleep entirely. It only dims. The lanterns burn lower. The streets grow quiet. A soft mist settles between the houses. As you rest now, your own inner city is slowing its breath. The lamplighter walks his slow rounds, dimming each lantern with a long, gentle pole. One by one, the windows go dark. One by one, the small rooms inside you are tucked into sleep. There is a phenomenon called incubation, when an idea, set aside for a while, returns later in a new and lovelier shape. Scientists have studied this slow magic and found that it is real. The brain continues to work softly on a problem even when we are not thinking about it. Like bread quietly rising in a warm kitchen overnight. Many writers and inventors have learned to trust this gentle process, to walk away from their work, to take long baths, to sleep on it. Whatever you have set aside today, my dear listener, is rising softly inside you now. The kitchen of your mind is warm. The loaves are doing their quiet work beneath their soft white cloths. There is nothing for you to attend to. By morning, something will have changed. For now, only sleep, only rest, only breath. The thalamus sits near the center of the brain like a small, glowing egg cradled in dark velvet. It is the great soft switchboard of the senses, gathering the whispers of touch and sight and sound, passing them along to the rooms that need them. At night, this gentle switchboard does a most beautiful thing. It quiets the doors to the outside world, drawing soft curtains across them, so that the inside world may grow loud enough to dream. The hum of the room fades. The weight of the blanket grows distant. The body becomes a quiet shore. Tonight, the small glowing egg inside you is dimming its light, drawing its soft curtains, one by one. The outside world is being gently set down, like a heavy book being closed, and only the inside world, warm and dreaming, remains. There is a soft chemical called serotonin, which flows through the brain like sunlight through tall grass. It rises when we feel safe, when we feel loved, when we sit in warmth and gentleness. Scientists have found that creativity blooms most easily in the presence of this golden chemical, the way wildflowers bloom most easily in long, slow summer light. Tonight, simply by being here, by letting yourself rest, you are tending the slow rising of this inner sunlight. There is no need to summon it. It comes of its own accord, when the heart is soft, when the body is held, when the breath has nowhere to hurry, so let it come. Let the warm light fill the long fields inside you. Let the wildflowers nod. Let the tall grass sway, very gently, in a wind that is only your breath. Scientists have discovered that walking, especially slow walking through trees or along quiet paths, increases creative thinking by as much as 60%. The rhythm of footsteps seems to coax the imagination out from its hiding places, like a small deer stepping softly into a clearing at dusk. The lungs fill with cool air. The body finds its quiet cadence, and ideas, shy and tender, begin to gather along the edges of the path. You are not walking now. You are lying still. But your breath is doing the same slow work. Each inhale, a soft step forward. Each exhale, the gentle press of a foot upon mossy ground. You are walking, in your stillness, into the deep forest of sleep. The trees are tall. The light is silver, and the small deer of dream waits patiently in the clearing ahead. The hands of a creative person hold a quiet wisdom that the mind itself does not always know. Painters speak of moments when their fingers seem to lead the brush on their own. Pianists describe long passages played as if by another self. Scientists call this embodied cognition, the soft knowledge that lives not only in the head but in the muscles, the skin, the slow grace of the body. As you lie here now, your own hands are resting, perhaps curled gently near your face, or folded over your heart, or laid open beside you like the petals of two soft flowers. They have carried much today. They have done their gentle work. Let them rest now, completely. They know how to let go. They have always known. They are teaching the rest of you, slowly, how to do the same. There is a soft place in the brain called the angular gyrus, which helps you understand metaphors. Those gentle bridges between unlike things, a heart of gold, a sea of troubles, a blanket of snow. Scientists tell us this small region lights up tenderly whenever the mind makes such a leap, weaving meaning from thin air, finding likeness where none seem to exist. The creative brain is a builder of these soft bridges, day and night. It cannot help itself. Tonight, even as you drift, your inner bridge builder is at her quiet work. She is weaving the bridge between waking and sleep, between body and dream, between the long hours behind you and the soft morning still far ahead. Walk gently across it now. There is no hurry. The bridge will hold. It has been built with great care, only for you. In ancient times, people believed that ideas lived in the air, drifting like soft spores upon the wind, settling sometimes upon the foreheads of those who were quiet enough to receive them. Today, scientists speak of the creative mind as a kind of receiver, attuned to patterns and possibilities in the world around it. Both descriptions, the old and the new, share a tender truth. Creativity asks only that we grow still, that we open, that we listen. Tonight, you are doing all three. Your stillness is wide as a meadow. Your openness is soft as an unlatched gate. Your listening is gentle as a hand cupped behind the ear. Whatever small spore of an idea wishes to settle upon you tonight will find a most welcoming place, and whatever does not is free to drift on. Beneath the slow stars, the corpus callosum, that soft bridge between the two halves of the brain, contains roughly 200 million tiny fibers, fine as silk threads, carrying whispers back and forth across the night. Scientists who have studied the brains of artists and dreamers have found that this bridge is often a little wider, a little more traveled, in those who spend their lives making things. The two halves of such a brain speak more often, more softly, like old friends who have learned each other's voices by heart. Tonight, inside you, the bridge is quiet. The whispers have grown few. The two halves of your mind are leaning gently toward one another in the dark, breathing together, settling into the same slow rhythm. They will speak again in the morning. For now, they only rest, side by side, like two children sharing one blanket. There is a tender truth that scientists have uncovered about laughter. It opens the creative mind like a window thrown wide in spring. After even a small moment of gentle humor, people solve problems more easily, find connections more swiftly, dream a little more brightly. Laughter softens the careful gardener at the front of the mind and invites the wild flowers in. Tonight, you do not need to laugh. You only need to remember, very softly, some small kindness that once made you smile, a friend's silly joke, a child's earnest question, a cat tumbling from a chair. Let the memory rise like a small bubble in still water and let it dissolve again. Gently, into the dark, the window inside you is already open. The spring air is already drifting in. You are already, beautifully, on your way to sleep. The scent of certain flowers, scientists have found, can quietly stir the creative mind. Rosemary for remembering, lavender for resting, jasmine for the slow unfurling of dreams. The olfactory bulb, that small, soft mushroom of tissue behind the bridge of the nose, is one of the most ancient parts of the brain, deeply connected to memory and feeling. A single breath of a familiar scent can open whole rooms inside us, rooms we had forgotten we owned. Tonight, perhaps you may imagine the soft scent of something dear to you, the clean smell of fresh laundry, the warmth of bread in a winter kitchen, the cool green hush of a forest after rain. Let the scent drift through you, slowly opening soft doors as it goes, and behind the very last door, sleep is already waiting, quiet and warm. Many creative people speak of a feeling called wonder, a soft trembling of awe at the largeness of the world. Scientists have measured this feeling and found that it slows the heart, softens the breath, and quiets the chattering parts of the mind. It is, in many ways, a cousin of prayer, a cousin of meditation, a cousin of sleep itself. To wonder is to lay down the small concerns of the self and let something vast pass through us, like wind through an open hall. Tonight, you might wonder, gently, at the sheer strangeness of being alive at all, at the soft fact of your own breath, at the slow turning of the planet beneath you. Wonder needs nothing from you, only your soft attention. And when even that grows too heavy, wonder will set you down, like a sleeping child, upon the shore of sleep. The brain produces its own quiet music. Scientists with delicate instruments have listened in and found rhythms there. Slow waves and quick waves, soft drum beats and gentle hummings. Each state of mind has its own song. The bright, fast song of focus, the drifting song of daydream, the deep, slow song of sleep. Together they form a kind of inner symphony that plays through us, hour by hour, all our lives. Tonight, the symphony inside you is slowing into its softest movement. The fast, bright instruments have set down their bows. The drums have hushed their beating. Only the long, low strings remain, drawing out a single tender note. Slowly, 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 like a hand stroking the back of a sleeping child. Listen to it now. It has been playing for you all along, and it will play you, gently, into dream. There is a soft phenomenon called pareidolia, the gentle way the brain finds faces in clouds, shapes in shadows, stories in the patterns of wallpaper. It is not a trick of the mind so much as a sign of its tenderness. The creative brain is forever weaving meaning, forever softening the random world into something familiar and dear. As children, we lay in long grass and saw dragons in the clouds. As adults, we still glimpse them sometimes, when the day is slow enough. Tonight, behind your closed eyes, soft shapes may drift across the dark. Let them come. Let them go. Do not name them. Do not chase them. Only watch them with the same gentle wonder you once had as a child. Lying in summer grass, beneath a slowly turning sky, scientists have found that the creative brain remembers more deeply than the ordinary mind. It does not store facts in straight rows like books on a shelf. It tucks them into soft drawers, between layers of feeling, beneath petals of imagery. A single word can unfold an entire afternoon. A single scent can unlock a year. This is why writers and painters and dreamers often seem to live in many times at once, walking through the present while the past murmurs softly beside them. Tonight, your inner drawers are closing, one by one, gently. The afternoons you have folded away today will keep until you need them. The years are tucked safely beneath their tissue paper. The whole soft dresser of you is being closed for the night by quiet hands that have always known how to care for you. The phrase "sleeping on it" has been used for centuries to describe the quiet wisdom of letting a problem rest overnight. Scientists have now found that this old saying is beautifully true. During sleep, the brain reorganizes information, smooths the rough edges, and often offers up, by morning, an answer that the waking mind could not find. It is as if a small, wise gardener walks the grounds of you while you sleep, pruning, watering, planting new seeds in old earth. Tonight, simply leave whatever puzzles you upon the small wooden table beside your bed. The gardener will tend to them while you rest. You do not need to write down instructions. She has been doing this for you all your life. She knows your garden by heart. She knows exactly where each flower would like to grow. Inside the brain, there are mirror neurons, small, soft cells that light up not only when you do something, but when you watch someone else doing it. They are how empathy is woven, how we feel the joy of a stranger's laugh, the ache of a friend's quiet tear. Scientists tell us that mirror neurons are deeply tied to creativity, for art is, in many ways, a long, slow gift of empathy, offered from one heart to another across the years. Tonight, you may feel the soft presence of every person who has ever loved you. Their kindness is woven into the very wiring of you. You are never quite alone in your own mind. You carry them. They carry you. And together, in this quiet hour, you all settle, gently, into the same long, soft sleep. There is a quiet creativity in the body itself, in the way the heart finds its rhythm, in the way the lungs know to rise and fall without being asked, in the way wounds heal in their own soft time. Scientists call it homeostasis, but it is, in truth, a kind of slow art the body practices, painting itself back into balance over and over again. Tonight, even as your mind drifts, your body continues its tender work. Cells are mending, bones are settling, the slow tides of breath are smoothing the long shore of you. There is nothing you need to do. The art is already underway. The painter has been at her easel since the moment you were born. She has never set down her brush. She is painting you back into wholeness, even now, while you sleep. Many artists have spoken of a kind of inner room where their best work is done. A quiet study, a garden shed, a small attic with a slanted ceiling. Scientists tell us that the brain, too, has its inner rooms, soft mental spaces where ideas can grow undisturbed. We build these rooms throughout our lives, with every book read, every walk taken, every quiet hour spent in our own company. You have such a room inside you. It is exactly as you would wish it to be. A soft chair, a lamp with a warm yellow shade, a window looking out onto something dear. Tonight, you may rest in this room. The work that lives here is patient. It will wait. The lamp is already lit. The chair is already drawn close. the window is already filled with the soft blue light of dream. Scientists have found that solitude, gentle solitude, is one of the deepest soils of creative thought, not loneliness, which aches, but solitude, which simply rests, like a cat in a sunlit window. In moments of soft aloneness, the inner voice grows clearer. The imagination stretches its long limbs. The heart hears itself more kindly. Tonight, even if there are others sleeping near you, even if the world outside is full of small sounds, you are in your own quiet solitude. It is a soft companion. It does not judge. It does not demand. It only sits with you, like an old friend, like a faithful animal, like the warm shape of yourself at peace. Lean into it. Let it hold you. There is no need to speak. There is only this gentle, sheltered hour of being entirely your own. The brain at rest is not idle. Scientists, with their patient instruments, have shown that even in deep sleep, soft tides of activity move through the mind, smoothing memories, mending tissues, weaving connections that the waking hours did not have time to weave. It is as if a quiet village goes about its evening work inside you. Lamps burning in cottage windows, kettles whispering on stoves, small hands kneading bread for the morning. You do not need to oversee any of it. The village has done this work for as long as you have been alive. It knows its ways. Tonight, simply lie back upon the soft hillside above the village of yourself and watch the lamps glow on, one by one, as the long blue dusk of sleep settles over the rooftops. Gentle, ancient, and kind. There is a soft idea called the slow hunch, described by those who study how great ideas are born, most creative breakthroughs. They say, do not arrive in a single bright flash. They grow slowly, over many years, like coral building itself upon the floor of a warm sea. A small thought attaches to another. A new feeling joins them. A quiet question swims by and decides to stay, bit by bit. Beneath the surface of awareness, something lovely takes shape. Tonight, somewhere inside you, slow hunches are at their gentle work. You need not know what they are. You need only let them grow, in their own dark and patient time. The sea inside you is warm. The light is dim and green. Small creatures of thought drift past, glowing softly. And the coral of you keeps quietly, beautifully building while you sleep. Children's brains, scientists tell us, are extraordinarily creative, partly because they have not yet learned which connections are allowed and which are not. A purple horse, a talking teapot, a staircase that leads to the moon, to the child. All of these are possible, all are welcome, all are equally true. Adults often quiet this soft wildness in themselves, but it never truly leaves. It only sleeps lightly, waiting to be remembered. Tonight, you may let it wake just a little. As you drift towards sleep, anything may happen behind your eyes. A garden made of glass, a friend you have never met, a house you have always known. Welcome them all. They are old companions of yours. They have been waiting patiently, for years, for a night soft enough to come out and play. The creative brain loves the in-between, the hour just before dawn, the moment a leaf releases from a branch but has not yet touched the ground, the slow space between one breath and the next. Scientists say it is in these soft thresholds that the mind is most open, most porous, most willing to receive what is new. Tonight, you are standing in such a threshold. You are not quite awake. You are not quite asleep. You are in the long, slow doorway between the two. The light here is silver. The air here is gentle. Whatever wishes to pass through this doorway may pass, freely, in either direction. You need not guard it. You need only stand, softly, in the middle of it, and let the slow tide of sleep carry you. like a small leaf, gently across. We have walked together now through 50 soft chambers of the creative mind, each one a small lit window in the long, gentle house of you. Pause here a moment, dear listener, and feel how far you have already drifted. Your breath has slowed, your shoulders have softened. The day is far behind you now, like a city seen from the window of a slow train, its lights growing small and warm. There are 50 more rooms still to wander, 50 more lanterns still to glow. But there is no hurry. You may rest in any of them. You may sleep in any of them. The journey continues only as long as you wish to walk beside it. And whether you stay awake or slip gently into dream, you are exactly, perfectly, beautifully where you are meant to be. Inside the brain there is a soft chemical called acetylcholine, which rises gently during dreaming sleep, opening the inner doors to vivid imagery and quiet wonder. Scientists have found that this same chemical helps the mind weave together memories from different rooms of the past, stitching them into the long, soft tapestries we call dreams. It is the lamplight of the dreaming hour, the lantern carried by the inner storyteller as she walks her slow rounds. Tonight, the storyteller is already lighting her lamp inside you. She is gathering her threads, her colors, her quiet voice. She does not need your permission, only your rest. So lay down the small lantern of your own waking. Let her carry hers now. Let her walk the dim corridors of you, humming softly to herself, weaving you a story you will not quite remember, but will softly carry into the morning. There is a quiet beauty in the way the brain handles silence. Far from being empty, silence inside the mind is rich and patterned, like the slow ripples on a still pond when a single petal falls. Scientists who have studied the brains of those who meditate, of those who sit quietly with themselves, have found new pathways forming there, soft and luminous as moonlight upon water. Silence, turns out, is one of the brain's favorite teachers. Tonight, you are sitting beside the still pond of your own mind. The petal of the day has already fallen. Watch the soft circles spread outward, slower and slower, fainter and fainter, until the pond is once again perfectly still. In that stillness, the brain learns the deepest of its lessons, and one of those lessons, dear listener, is simply how to rest. There is a soft phenomenon scientists call cross-modal perception, when the senses gently borrow from one another. Some people see colors when they hear music. Some taste shapes. Some feel words as warm or cool upon the skin. This soft blending is more common in the creative brain, where the borders between senses are gentler, more porous, more like watercolors than ink. Tonight, even if you do not usually notice such things, you may feel a soft blending inside you. The hush of the room may feel like a color. The weight of the blanket may feel like a low, warm sound. The breath in your chest may have a faint, slow sweetness. There is nothing strange about this. It is only the inner artist, mixing her quiet palette, painting you a soft and seamless world to drift through, gently, into sleep. Many great writers have spoken of a small inner companion they call the muse, a soft voice that whispers sentences into the mind in the quiet hours. Scientists today might describe this voice as the gentle output of the default mode network, the dreaming part of you that speaks when judgment grows quiet. But the older name is still the loveliest. The muse. She has many faces. Sometimes she is a child. Sometimes she is an old woman with kind eyes. Sometimes she is only a feeling, a soft warmth at the back of the mind. Tonight, your own muse is sitting at the foot of your bed. She has nothing to ask of you. She has only come to keep you company. She will hum very softly. She will smooth the blankets of your thoughts. She will stay until you sleep. Scientists have found that gratitude, even small, soft gratitude, lights up the creative regions of the brain. When you remember something good, Even something as small as a warm cup held in cold hands. A network of gentle connections lights up inside you, like fireflies rising from a summer meadow at dusk. Creativity grows easily in this soft light. Imagination breathes more deeply here. Tonight, you might gather a few small gratitudes, like wildflowers picked along the edge of a slow path. A kind word someone gave you. A meal that warmed you. The simple, lovely fact of this quiet hour, tie them into a small, soft bundle and place it gently beside your pillow. They will glow there through the night, like fireflies in a jar with a loosened lid, lighting your slow descent into the deep meadow of sleep. There is a soft truth that scientists have discovered about reading. When you read a beautiful sentence, your brain reacts as though you are living it. If the words describe the scent of cinnamon, the smell regions of your mind flicker softly to life. If they describe a long, slow walk, your motor regions hum quietly along. The creative brain cannot quite tell the difference between living and imagining, and this is one of its most tender gifts. Tonight, even as I speak, your inner world is unfolding the soft scenes of these words. You are walking, you are gathering, you are resting. You are already, in a way, halfway inside a dream. And so, when sleep arrives, it will not feel like a stranger. It will only feel like the next slow page being turned, gently, by hands that love you. The brain has a quiet way of returning to favorite places. Scientists have shown that when we recall a beloved memory, the same neurons light up that lit up when the moment first happened, like an old song being played again upon the same soft instrument. This is why we can almost smell a grandmother's kitchen, almost feel the warmth of a summer afternoon long since gone. The creative brain treasures these returns and weaves new things from them. Soft new poems sewn from the cloth of old joys. Tonight, you may let yourself return, very briefly, to one such soft place. Walk only as far inside it as feels gentle. Touch the doorframe, smell the air, and then let it dim again. Slowly, like a lamp turned low, while you drift on, deeper and softer, toward sleep. Long, slow exhales have a quiet effect on the creative brain. Scientists have found that when the out-breath lengthens, the body sends a soft signal of safety upward through the nervous system, and the mind responds by opening, by softening, by releasing its small grip on the day. This is why so many calming practices begin with the breath. It is the kindest door we know. Tonight, you do not need to count. You do not need to strive. Simply notice how each exhale already lasts a little longer than the last. The body knows what to do. It has been preparing for this hour all day. Each soft out-breath is a small wave smoothing the long shore of you. And with each one, the creative brain quiets, the muscles loosen, and sleep draws one slow step nearer. In the deep folds of the brain lies a small region called the insula, the keeper of the inner weather. It listens, very gently, to the body, noticing the warmth of the hands, the soft beat of the heart, the slow rise and fall of breath. Scientists tell us that creative people often have a particularly tender insula, more attuned to the quiet music of their own bodies. This is why so many artists describe their work as feeling, rather than thinking. Tonight, you may listen, very softly, to your own inner weather. There is a gentle rain of breath, a slow, steady drumbeat of heart, a warm hush across the skin. You need not name any of it, only listen, the way one listens to rain at night, from a soft bed, with no thought of going anywhere at all. There is a delicate truth about the creative brain, often grows kindest to itself at night. Scientists have found that the harsh inner critic, that careful watcher who measures and judges all day long, softens during the quiet hours, loosening her grip, letting go of her small ledger. This is why so many people find themselves more tender toward themselves in the late evening. more forgiving, more soft. Tonight, you may let the watcher rest. She has worked hard for you today. She has tried, in her own way, to keep you safe. Now she may set down her ledger. She may close her small book. She may walk to the back of the house of you and lie down on a soft couch, near a low fire, while you drift on, kindly, gently, into the wide forgiveness of sleep. The brain is shaped a little like a walnut, soft and folded, all those curves and crevices giving it more surface, more room for the slow weaving of thought. Scientists call these folds gyri and sulci, but they look, in truth, like the slow waves of a quiet sea seen from far above. Within them, all of creativity unfolds. Every poem, every painting, every small kind sentence. Tonight, the soft sea of you is calm. The waves have grown long and slow. There is no wind to trouble them. From above, your inner sea looks like a great hush of silver, gleaming faintly under a low moon, and every soft fold of you, every long curve and gentle crevice, is sinking deeper into the quiet, like the soft seafloor at midnight. Far beneath the slow turning of the tides, there is a soft chemical called melatonin, which rises in the brain as the light of day fades, gently telling the body that the hour of rest has come. Scientists call it the hormone of darkness, but it is, in truth, the soft midwife of dream, the quiet hand that turns down the inner lamps. Each cell of you knows its low, sweet whisper. Each system of you bows softly to its slow tide. Tonight, the melatonin inside you is rising like dew upon a meadow at dusk, settling cool and silver upon every leaf of the mind. The fields of you are growing damp with quiet. The small flowers of thought are closing. The night creatures of dream are beginning, very gently, to stir. There is nothing more to wait for. The midwife is already here. She has been here all along. Many of the world's loveliest creations were made in quiet places. Small kitchens, garden sheds, tiny rooms with a single window. Scientists tell us that the creative brain does not need grand surroundings, only soft permission, only a small pocket of peace. A poem may be written on the back of an envelope. A melody may be hummed into a paper cup. The world inside the mind is vast enough when the world outside grows quiet. Tonight, your room, whatever its size, is a soft cathedral of rest. The corners hold the day's gentle shadows. The window holds a piece of the slow night. And here, in this small, soft pocket of peace, the whole creative universe of you is winding down, very tenderly, like a music box closing its lid after the very last note has drifted into silence. Scientists who study sleep have discovered that the brain passes through several soft seasons as it rests. There is a light, drifting spring, when thoughts grow loose and dreamlike. There is a deeper summer of slow, restorative quiet. There is a dreaming autumn rich with images, and there is a tender winter of deepest stillness, when the mind itself seems almost to vanish into snow. Tonight, you're stepping into the first soft season, the spring of sleep. The grasses are tall and waving gently. The light is the color of pale honey. You will pass through all the seasons before morning, each one tending you in its own quiet way. There is nothing for you to do, only to follow the path as it unfolds, season by soft season, until the long winter hush carries you, weightless, into the deep heart of rest. There is a soft phenomenon called the tip of the tongue, when a word lingers just out of reach, like a bird that has flown to the very edge of the garden. Scientists have studied this gentle in-between and found that it is often, surprisingly, a creative moment. The brain, reaching for one word, brushes against many others, sparking small, unexpected connections along the way. Tonight, you do not need to remember any words. You may let them all rest in the soft trees at the edge of your inner garden. Some are bright and small. Some are quiet and grey. They are not perched upon your tongue tonight. They are perched far away, asleep with folded wings. You may listen to their soft hush from a great gentle distance, as you yourself drift, wordless and weightless, into the warm hush of sleep. The creative brain has a special fondness for soft repetition. The rhythm of waves, the slow tick of a clock, the repeated brush strokes of a painter, the looping refrain of a beloved song. Scientists tell us that repetition soothes the mind, freeing it to wander into deeper imagination beneath the soft surface of the pattern. This is why so many lullabies repeat themselves, why so many prayers are sung again and again. Tonight, the soft repetition of your breath is a lullaby older than language. In and out. In and out. The same gentle wave returning over and over to the same quiet shore. You do not need to count. You do not need to listen. The pattern is already holding you. It is rocking you. It is folding you gently into the long, warm refrain of sleep. In the brain there is a small bundle of cells called the locus ceruleus, which means the blue place, named for the soft blue glow it shows beneath certain lights. It is the keeper of alertness, the one who whispers, "Wake, wake." Wake throughout the long, bright day, but at night, the blue place dims its lamp. Its whispers fade. It rests its small voice. Scientists call this the quieting of the noradrenergic system, but it is, in truth, the soft setting down of the watchman's lantern at the end of his long shift. Tonight, the blue place inside you has already begun to dim. Its glow is soft as the last embers in a hearth at midnight. There will be no more whispers of wake, only the slow exhale of stillness, the long blue rest, the deep, deep blue of sleep. There is an old Japanese idea called ma, the beautiful space between things. The pause between two notes, the empty room around a single flower, the hush between two words. Scientists in our own time have begun to understand how vital these soft, empty spaces are for the creative brain, how the mind needs pauses the way lungs need breath, the way music needs rests between its notes. Tonight, your whole life is filled with ma, the space between the day just ended and the day not yet begun, the hush between one breath and the next, the vast, soft pause between waking and sleep. Honor these gentle emptinesses. They are not nothing. They are the quiet rooms in which everything beautiful is allowed, at last, to bloom. And in one of these soft rooms, sleep is already waiting for you. Scientists have discovered that the brain has a soft preference for stories. We remember a tale far better than a list, a metaphor better than a fact, a small piece of feeling better than 1,000 words of explanation. The creative brain is, at heart, a storyteller, weaving the loose threads of each day into a soft narrative we can carry with us. Tonight, the storyteller inside you is gently editing the day. She is smoothing the rough patches. She is letting the small kindnesses shine a little brighter. She is folding the troubles into something softer, more bearable, more whole. When you wake, the day will feel a little kinder than it did when you closed your eyes. That is her quiet gift. That is the slow magic of sleep. Let her work in peace. She loves you very much. The brain contains its own quiet rivers of fluid, called cerebrospinal fluid, which flow softly through its inner caverns like underground streams. Scientists have found that during deep sleep, these rivers swell and quicken, washing away the small, gentle dusts of the day, leaving the mind cleaner, clearer, more open by morning. It is as if the brain takes a long, slow bath while you rest, lit by soft inner moonlight, soothed by its own kind currents. Tonight, those inner rivers are beginning to rise. You may imagine them, glowing faintly, winding through the dim halls of you, carrying away the small worries, the small tirednesses, the small dusts of the long day. By morning, your inner caverns will gleam softly, washed in slow silver. For now, only sleep, while the rivers do their gentle, patient work. There is a soft kind of attention that scientists call open monitoring, where the mind notices everything but holds on to nothing. It is the attention of meditation, of long, quiet walks, of slow gazes through a window. The creative brain loves this gentle gaze, the way a river loves to be watched. Tonight, even as you drift, your attention itself is loosening, opening, letting each small thought float past like a leaf on a slow current. You are not catching them. You are not chasing them. You are simply watching them drift, one after another, on their long, quiet journey downstream. Soon there will be fewer leaves. The river will grow smooth. The water will turn dark and warm, and you will lower yourself gently into it, like someone slipping into a deep, kind bath at the very end of a long day. Scientists have studied the brains of people who knit, who whittle, who garden, who do slow, repetitive, gentle work with their hands. They have found that these soft activities lower stress, deepen breath, and quietly open the creative regions of the mind, like windows being eased upward in a warm room. The hands and the mind, it turns out, share a soft secret. They calm each other. They release each other. They walk each other home. Tonight, your hands rest. They have been busy enough today. They have held cups, opened doors, smoothed the corners of your life with gentle care. Now they may curl, soft as small sleeping animals, into themselves. They have done all that is needed. The slow work of sleep will be done for them now, by the quiet, kind hands of the night. There is a soft and ancient creativity in the way the body grows, the way bones lengthen in childhood, the way hair softens with the years, the way each new cell takes the shape it has always known. Scientists call this biology, but it is, in truth, a slow, patient art. Every part of you was made, and is still being made, by hands more careful than any sculptor. Tonight, that gentle making continues. Cells are smoothing the rough places. Tissues are settling deeper into themselves. The long, slow sculpture of you is being tended, lovingly, while you rest. You do not need to oversee any of it. The sculptor knows the shape of you by heart. She has been working at it since before you remember. Lie still beneath her quiet hands, and let her work while you drift into sleep. The brain loves color the way a child loves light. Scientists have found that soft blues and gentle greens lower the heart rate, while warm golds and quiet creams soothe the inner weather. Many artists choose their studios for the way the light falls upon the walls, for the way certain colors seem to coax the imagination out of hiding. Tonight, the inner studio of your mind is bathed in the softest light it has ever known. The walls are pale honey. The window holds a slow blue dusk. A single warm lamp glows in a corner, the color of an old book left long in sunlight. There are no canvases tonight. There is no work to be done. There is only the soft hush of color around you, holding you gently, like a painting that has finally finished itself and is content to rest. We have now wandered through 75 soft chambers together. Dear listener, like two travelers walking slowly through a great kind house with many lit windows, your breath has grown deep. Your body has grown soft. The day has become a distant lantern, glowing faintly somewhere far behind you. There are still 25 rooms ahead, 25 more soft lamps to walk past in the long, gentle corridor of the night, but you may rest in any of them. You may sleep in any of them. The story continues only as long as your soft listening continues, and even when that fades into dream, the story will go on without you. lighting one room and then the next, until the very last soft lamp is glowing for you to find. Whenever you wish, on another quiet night, scientists have discovered that the brain forms new connections every single day, even into old age, a soft and slow process called neuroplasticity. Each book read, each kind conversation, each quiet walk in a new place leaves a small silver trace inside you. A fresh path through the gentle forest of the mind. The creative brain especially loves these new paths, wandering down them in the dreaming hours, finding small wonders along the way. Tonight, somewhere inside you, a new path is being smoothed. A soft trail through tall grass that only you will ever walk. You need not search for it. You need only let it form, slowly, beneath the quiet feet of your dreams. By morning, the forest of you will be very gently changed, in ways too small to notice, in ways that will quietly carry you for the rest of your life. There is a soft truth about how ideas often arrive in pairs, or in clusters, like wildflowers that bloom together along a riverbank. Scientists call this conceptual clustering, but the older word is simply harvest. When the creative mind is ready, many small thoughts ripen at once, and the gatherer walks slowly along, filling her soft basket. Tonight, you need not gather anything. The basket inside you is already full enough. The flowers are nodding their heads in the warm, dim air. The river runs slow and silver beside the path. You may sit down at the edge of the water, lay the basket gently in the grass, and let your hand trail in the cool current. The harvest is done for tonight. The slow work of resting has begun. There will be more flowers tomorrow. There always are. The brain finds soft comfort in old familiar things, in the worn handle of a beloved cup, in the well-known curve of a favorite road, in the soft voice of a long-known song. Scientists tell us that familiarity calms the deep nervous system, freeing the creative mind to wander further, knowing it has a quiet home to return to. Tonight, you are surrounded by such familiar softness. The shape of your own pillow, the weight of your own blanket, the slow rhythm of your own breath, the most familiar song you have ever known, sung to you since the first moment of your life. Let it soothe you now, as it has always soothed you. Let it carry you, as it has always carried you. Let it be the soft, well-known road that leads you, gently, all the way into sleep. Scientists have studied the brains of people in long, gentle love and found that creativity often deepens in such hearts. Love softens the inner critic, opens the imagination, and lends a warm hue to the world inside the mind. It does not have to be the love of another person. It can be the love of a small dog, the love of a garden, the love of a child long grown, the love of a place, the love of a piece of music, the love of a slow afternoon. Tonight, somewhere inside you, all the loves of your life are sitting quietly together in a soft, warm room, like old friends gathered at a kitchen table after a long meal. They are not speaking much. They are only keeping each other company, while you, in the next room, drift slowly into sleep. There is a soft phenomenon scientists call mind wandering, when the thoughts drift loose from any particular task and roam freely across the inner landscape. Once it was thought of as a kind of laziness, but in our own time, researchers have shown that mind wandering is one of the deepest soils of creative thought. Many of the loveliest ideas in human history were born during such gentle, untethered roaming. Tonight, your mind may wander wherever it wishes. A childhood beach, a favorite kitchen, a road you have never traveled, a face you do not quite know. You need not steer. You need not stay. Each soft destination is simply a small soft stop along the long, gentle road that is taking you, kindly and surely, toward the warm, deep harbor where sleep is already waiting, with its lamp lit for you alone. In ancient writing rooms, Scribes used to leave a small window open beside their work, believing that ideas, like soft birds, preferred a place where they could come and go. Today, scientists tell us this old habit has wisdom in it. The creative brain loves openness, loves the soft sense of fresh air, of room to move, of doors not too tightly closed. Tonight, you may imagine a small window opened somewhere in the soft house of your mind. A cool breeze drifts in. The white curtains stir gently. The faint scent of night flowers comes with it, and the very soft sound of wind in distant leaves. Through this window, the small birds of dream are slipping in, one by one, settling themselves quietly upon the inner shelves, folding their wings, growing still, and you, dear listener, are growing still along with them. There is a soft beauty in the way the brain remembers light. Scientists have discovered that the cells in the back of the mind store the warm colors of sunsets we have seen, the pale silver of moons we have watched, the deep blue of skies we have walked beneath. Long after the day has ended, these soft lights remain inside us, glowing faintly, lending their colors to dreams. Tonight, all the lights you have ever loved are gathered softly inside you. The golden window of a childhood evening, the candle on a long-ago table, the slow silver of moonlight on a country road. They are not blazing. They are only glowing, low and steady, like small lamps left burning in distant rooms. By their soft light, you are finding your way, gently and without effort, into the deep, kind dark of sleep. Scientists have found that the brain has a soft fondness for water, for the look of it, for the sound of it, for the slow shape it makes when poured. Even the sight of a still lake in a photograph can lower the heart rate, deepen the breath, and open the creative regions of the mind. We are made, in great part, of water, and something in us recognizes the long, slow language of waves and rivers. Tonight, you may imagine a small, quiet lake within you. Its surface is glass smooth. The trees along its edge are dark and still. A single soft mist rises from the water, drifting gently upward into the long blue dusk. There is no wind here. There is no hurry. There is only the slow, patient breathing of the lake, in time with your own, deep and easy and kind. There is a soft chemical called oxytocin, which rises in the brain in moments of gentle closeness, of warm hugs, of soft purring cats, of long quiet conversations with old friends. Scientists tell us that this soft chemical, sometimes called the kindness molecule, opens the creative mind and soothes the deep nervous system, lowering the inner walls we sometimes build by day. Tonight, even alone, you may feel a soft warmth like that of being held. The blanket around you is a kind embrace. The shape of your own body is a soft companion. The slow rise and fall of your chest is a quiet conversation with yourself, full of forgiveness, full of tenderness. The kindness molecule is already rising softly inside you. It is opening every small door of the mind, and behind every door is the same soft welcome. The welcome of sleep. Many great artists have spoken of the soft feeling of being a vessel rather than a maker, of being filled, gently, with something larger than themselves. Scientists today might describe this as the easing of the prefrontal cortex, the softening of the small managing self, allowing wider, deeper currents of thought to flow through. Whatever the name, the experience is tender, ancient, and kind. Tonight, you too may feel yourself as a vessel, soft and quiet, held gently in the warm hands of the night. You are not required to fill yourself with anything. You are not required to produce. You are only the small, beautiful cup that you are, and the slow tide of sleep is filling you. Slowly, slowly, with its own warm hush, until you are full to the very brim of rest, and overflowing into dream. Scientists have found that the brain has a soft inner sense of place, a network of cells called place cells and grid cells, which together build slow inner maps of the world we move through. These cells light up whenever we walk through a beloved street, a familiar room, a long-known field. The creative brain uses these maps to dream new landscapes, weaving together the geographies of memory into places that have never existed but feel deeply known. Tonight, your inner mapmaker has set down her quill. The maps are folded, the slow lamps in the small chart room of you are dimming. Wherever you walk in your dreams tonight, the map will form itself as you go, soft and silvery beneath your dreaming feet, leading you safely, gently, through every quiet country, all the way home into sleep. There is a soft idea called the adjacent possible, which describes the way new ideas grow from what already exists, the way a flower can only bloom from the bud that came before it. Scientists tell us that creativity often works this way, not by leaping into the impossible, but by gently stepping into the next nearby room, and then the next, and then the next, until vast new countries are explored, one soft step at a time. Tonight, you are already in the next soft room, the room where breath has slowed, the room where the body has softened, the room where the eyelids have grown heavy. From here, sleep is only one more soft step away. You need not stride, you need not leap, you need only let yourself drift, gently, into the next, and the deeper one beyond. The creative brain has a soft love of beginnings, of the first sentence of a story, the first note of a melody, the first brushstroke upon a clean canvas. Scientists tell us that beginnings light up the imagination most brightly, like the first soft glow of dawn upon a sleeping field. But beginnings have their gentle cousin too, the soft beauty of endings, the closing chord, the last brushstroke, the slow turning of the final page. Tonight, you are walking softly towards such an ending, the gentle ending of this day, the soft folding of the long hours behind you. There is sweetness in this ending. There is rest. There is the quiet promise of another beginning, far ahead in the morning. But for now, only the closing chord, only the last soft page, only the dear and drowsy hush of sleep. Scientists who have studied the brains of those who sing, who hum, who whistle quietly to themselves, have found that even the softest sound of one's own voice can calm the deep nervous system. Singing slows the breath, deepens the chest, and gently opens the creative regions of the mind. This is why so many cultures have lullabies, soft songs hummed to children at the edge of sleep. Tonight, you do not need to sing. The lullaby is already inside you, in the slow rise and fall of your breath, in the soft beat of your heart, in the gentle quiet around you. Someone, somewhere in the long history of you, hummed you to sleep when you were very small. Their soft voice is still inside you. It is humming. Very gently, even now. Listen, and let it carry you home. There is a soft phenomenon called creative aging, the lovely truth that the creative brain often grows deeper, gentler, and more imaginative with time. Scientists have found that older minds, freed from many of the urgencies of youth, often dream more vividly, connect ideas more softly, and bring greater tenderness to whatever they make. The mind, like a good garden, only grows lovelier with patient tending over the years. Tonight, whatever your age, the long garden of you is here, full of every season you have ever lived. Spring afternoons, summer evenings, autumn walks, winter hearths. They all bloom and rest together in the quiet darkness of you. Let them rest now, side by side. The seasons need not be tended tonight. The garden will sleep with you, beneath the same soft blanket of darkness, until the slow returning light of morning. The brain has a quiet way of marking time, with small inner clocks called circadian rhythms, slow tides that rise and fall with the turning of the earth. Scientists tell us that the creative brain often peaks at unusual hours, in the soft early morning or the deep late night, when the world is quiet enough for the imagination to be heard. The body knows these soft tides. It feels them, even when the mind forgets. Tonight, your inner tide is at its slowest ebb. The water has drawn back from the long shore of you. The wet sand gleams softly under the low light of the moon. Small shells lie scattered, gently glowing. The tide will rise again by morning, full and shining. But for now, only the slow ebb, only the long, soft pause, only the deep hush of sleep. There is a soft truth about how the creative brain treats mistakes. It does not see them as failures so much as small, unexpected paths, leading somewhere the mind had not thought to go. Many of the loveliest songs, the dearest paintings, the most beloved poems were born from a slip of the hand or the tongue. Scientists call this serendipity, but the older word is simply grace. Tonight, you may let the small slips of your day soften into grace. The thing you wish you had said differently. The small task left undone. The moment you wish had gone another way. Let each one become a soft, unexpected path, leading not to regret, but to the gentle place you find yourself now, here, warm and breathing, on the long, kind road to sleep. Scientists have shown that the brain has a soft love of nature, that even brief moments among trees, water, and quiet open sky lower the heart rate and open the creative regions of the mind. The Japanese have a soft word for this, Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, the slow, gentle washing of the spirit by the green hush of the woods. Tonight, you may bathe in such a forest inside you. The trees rise tall and dark and kind. The light is soft and green and filtered through countless leaves. The ground is rich and soft beneath you. There are no paths to follow, no destinations to reach. There is only the slow breathing of the forest, in time with your own, deep and easy and patient. Let it wash you. Let it hold you. Let it walk you, gently, into sleep. There is a soft kind of memory called procedural memory, which lives not in the thinking mind, but in the body itself, in the soft knowledge of how to tie a shoe, ride a bicycle, knead bread, play a familiar tune on an old instrument. Scientists tell us that creative work often draws from this quiet, embodied wisdom, the slow learning of the hands. Tonight, the body inside you carries all that it has ever learned, the soft rhythms of all the small, ordinary skills of your life, the patient knowledge of how to be alive. The body knows, too, how to fall asleep. It has done so thousands of times before. It needs no instruction now. Lay yourself down into its quiet wisdom. It will carry you the rest of the way. It has always known how. The creative brain has a soft fondness for endings that are also beginnings. The last note of a song that leaves space for silence. The closing of a book that lingers in the mind for years. The end of a long walk at the edge of a beloved doorway. Scientists tell us that the mind remembers such soft endings most tenderly, holding their warmth long after they have passed. Tonight, the day ending inside you is just such a soft ending. It is closing gently, like the back cover of a beloved book, and behind it, very softly, another beginning is opening. The slow beginning of sleep, the slow beginning of dream, the slow beginning of the long night, during which you will be tenderly mended, by hands kinder than any you have ever known, including, perhaps, your own. Scientists have discovered that the brain releases a soft chemical called endorphin during slow, gentle pleasures, the soaking of tired feet in warm water, the slow sip of tea on a cold evening, the quiet stretch of a cat in winter sunlight. These small, soft pleasures open the creative mind and ease the deep nervous system into rest. Tonight, even lying still, you are made of small, soft pleasures. the warmth of your own skin, the soft weight of your own blanket, the slow, steady kindness of your own breath. Each one is a quiet endorphin rising. Each one is a soft permission. You are gathering all the smallest pleasures of being alive, like a child gathers warm river stones, and tucking them into the deep, soft pocket of yourself, to carry with you, gently, into sleep. There is a soft and lovely fact about how the brain processes kindness. When you receive a small kindness, the brain lights up in a soft, warm pattern. When you give a small kindness, the brain lights up in nearly the very same pattern. When you only witness a small kindness, even one in a story or film, the pattern lights up softly all over again. The creative brain knows, in some deep way, that kindness is one of the most beautiful things it can hold. Tonight, you may carry the kindness of this quiet hour as a small, soft light inside you. It will glow there through the dark. It will warm the dreams that come. It will be one of the small, bright stars by which your sleeping mind finds its slow, peaceful way through the long night and home again to morning. Scientists have found that the brain heals more deeply during sleep than at any other time. New connections form, old wounds soften. The small inner architecture of the mind is gently reinforced, like an old house being lovingly tended through the long, dark hours. The creative brain, especially, draws much of its slow strength from these soft, restorative nights. Tonight, your own deep healing has already begun. There is no effort required from you. The hands of the night are wiser than your own. They know where you ache. They know where you are tender. They know what to mend and what to leave gently as it is. Let them work in peace. They have all the hours they need, and by morning, you will be a little softer, a little lighter, a little more wholly yourself. There is a soft thought that has been spoken across many ages, in many languages, by many gentle thinkers, that the creative brain is, in essence, the universe coming to know itself. The same stardust that gleams in the deep night sky also forms the soft folds of your mind. The same patterns that turn the galaxies are echoed in the soft turning of your thoughts. Whether or not the science is exact, the feeling is tender and true. You are not separate from the long, quiet beauty of the world. You are part of its slow dreaming. Tonight, you may rest, knowing this. The same long hush that holds the stars holds you. The same soft tide that turns the seas turns your breath. You belong here. You always have. And the universe, in its quiet way, is rocking you to sleep. And so we come to the 100th soft chamber, the very last lit window in the long, gentle house we have wandered together tonight. You may feel how far you have traveled. The day is small and distant now, a glimmer on the far horizon. The room around you is hushed and warm. The breath inside you is slow and easy. The whole of the creative universe inside you is folded soft and quiet, ready to be carried into dream. There is nothing more to learn. Nothing more to gather, nothing more to do. There is only this final small room, this last soft lamp, this slow turning down of the wick. The light is dimming now. The shadows are growing kind, and you are stepping, gently, almost without noticing, out of this 100th quiet room and into the deep, vast, welcoming country of sleep. And so, dear listener, we have wandered together through 100 soft chambers of the creative brain, each one a small lit window in the long, gentle house of you. We have walked through gardens where ideas bloom like wildflowers, through quiet libraries where memory tends her shelves by candlelight, through long blue corridors where dreams are woven on the slow looms of the night. Here, at the close of our soft journey, are a few last gentle truths to carry with you into sleep. Scientists tell us that the creative mind grows quietest in the dark, and yet it does its deepest work there, like a forest at midnight, alive with slow, tender movement beneath the silver hush. Each night, while we rest, the brain is composing small invisible symphonies, weaving the soft threads of one day into the soft threads of the next, holding the long story of us together with patient and loving hands. Remember, gently, that the creative brain is not a thing you must earn, not a gift given only to a few. It lives inside every dreamer, every quiet wanderer, every soul who has ever paused to wonder at the slow turning of the sky. It lives inside you. It has always lived inside you, and it asks nothing of you tonight. Only that you rest, only that you breathe, only that you let it carry you into the long, soft country of dream. When you wake, you will carry these soft facts with you, not as words to remember, but as a gentle warmth somewhere deep inside, like the lingering heat of a fire that has burned all night in the quiet hearth of your mind. The creative brain will keep its slow work even after this voice has faded. The small lanterns will keep their soft glow. The inner artist will keep her quiet brushes ready for whatever lovely thing tomorrow may wish to make through you. And now, dear listener, the long, soft journey of this evening has come to its gentle close. The 100 small windows have dimmed, one by one. The last lantern in the long hallway is burning low. The slow blue dusk has settled across the inner countryside of you, and there is nothing left for you to do but rest. Feel, for a soft moment, how far you have traveled tonight. The day that lay heavy upon your shoulders, only a little while ago, has drifted to some far, kind distance, like a small village seen from the window of a slow train, its lights growing tender and small against the deep velvet of the night. Your breath has slowed into the rhythm of something older than time. Your body has softened into the shape of the quiet bed that holds you. Your mind has loosened its small grip on the hours behind and the hours ahead. There is no need to remember any of the soft facts we have gathered. They are already inside you, woven gently into the slow tapestry of your dreaming. You may carry them lightly, the way one carries the faint scent of a garden long after walking away from it, the way one carries the soft warmth of a kind voice long after the speaker has fallen silent. The creative brain inside you has been quietly fed tonight, and it will keep its slow, tender work while you rest. If this gentle journey has soothed you, you are warmly welcome to return. On another quiet evening, beneath another soft sky, a small tap on the like and subscribe will help others find their way here too, on nights when they, like you, are searching for a soft place to lay down the long weight of the day. There is no rush, only whenever it feels kind. Now let the last small lantern dim. Let the soft voice in your ear fade into the slow hum of the night. In a moment, gentle music tuned to 432 cycles per soft second will rise around you, like a slow tide of warm silver, and carry you the rest of the way into the deep, kind country of sleep. There is nothing more to do. There is nothing more to seek. There is only this, the long quiet rest you have so beautifully earned. Good night and sleep deeply.